Okay, I'm going to say shalom to everyone. Thank the Most High for another day. I know I haven't been on in a while. I just want to touch bases on some information that was brought to my attention a little while ago in regards to abusive relationships. Um, I guess it's some information out there saying that if you are in the truth, mind you, in the truth, um, and you are in a abusive relationship, you still have to be with that person, but it should be a time of separation or something of that nature. Um, and that is totally incorrect from the beginning. And I'm going to explain to you why. If you're in the truth, okay, there's no abusive nothing. You're not going to beat your wife. The wife is not going to beat the man because you're supposed to be under the influence of the Holy Spirit. Okay. Do you come out of character sometimes and they say certain things that can hurt each other's feelings? That's one thing. So you ask them how to forgive you. You come to your partner and ask for forgiveness. Now, of course, they say that when you got verbal abuse and all that. Verbal abuse is another thing that is, to me, that needs uh, need attention when it comes down to it as well in relationships. But to all out be sleeping with someone that's beating you almost to a pulp, or you getting beat down almost like an Ike and Tina. No. All right, so that's not, you don't have to stay with a person that's beating you half to death, or you getting beat down by this person. It's not going to work. Um, there's, I don't know where people getting this information from. There's no scripture that I've seen. Like I said, I'll retract this video or stand corrected if someone can show me a scripture right now that any disciple, that any man in the Bible was beating down his wife. Okay, and they stay together. There's no scripture on it because you're not. That's not husband and wife. That's not even in the what you would call the the, the compiling of information to say that this is something that can happen. It don't even register. It's almost to me in the same line of homosexuality. That's not even in the same line of considering someone a wife, or they're using terms that is not even relevant. So basically what I'm saying is you're not even married if a person is beating you half to death, okay, or that's cracking your skull every 5 minutes. That's not even making any sense. To say that you can stay with someone, stay with that person, and you all can work it out, and it's not gonna. That's a spirit. That's what happened to Cain. He was beat down by Abel. He was beat down by his brother Cain. There's a separation between those two people. The Most High was dealing with Abel, and the Most High wasn't dealing with Cain. Okay, even though they had a seven, the Most High had a mark on Cain. The reason why he had a mark on Cain is because, of course, there's grace in the kingdom, but you can't use a particular relationship and say now, well, this person has beat me half to death. Well, I might as well go ahead and just stay with them, and it's okay for them to do this because we're in the truth. You know of the truth. You're not in the truth. There's a difference. Okay. Let me just show you. I mean, even the devils understand Christ and the Most High and tremble. Okay. So let's go to James real quick. Hold on. One minute. I just go to James chapter 2. All right, let's go to James chapter 2, verse 18. And it says, yea, a man may say, thou hast faith, and I have works. Show me faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works. So a person in a relationship, if you believe in the Most High and you're dealing with the truth, you're not going to be beating your wife. The wife's not going to be beating the husband. That's no relationship. There's no faith. There's nothing there to show credence of being in the truth. And I understand, just because you know that you're Hebrew doesn't mean anything. Okay? That's just one part of it. Just because you understand that there's a Christ, just because you understand that there's a Bible and things of the nation doesn't mean anything. And I'll show you. There's a walk involved. Verse 19, thou believest that there is one God, thou doest well. The devils also believe and tremble. You see what it says? The devils also believe and tremble. So even it's telling you, even if just because you understand something don't mean that you're going to make it. And you're a devil if you're beating someone. But without, but without know, O vain man, that faith without work is dead. Was not Abraham our father justified by works when he had offered Isaac his son upon the altar? So it's actually showing you and explaining to you an actual an example, even in the Old Testament when we read in the New Testament. So you can't just use your own thoughts and say, well, yeah, a woman needs to stay with a man is being iked out. No, she can leave. She is not a part of that problem right there. She can leave and get away from it because there's no scripture that I've seen, like I said, in the Apocrypha or in any other of the books that you see a woman being beat down by a brother and they stuck together for X number of years, X number of time. No. Now, if something happened to the point where both arguing and somebody, come at themselves and they're doing like this and they're arguing, thinking back and forth, someone get pushed or whatever, then there's some demons involved there that's trying to break them apart. That's different. But if a man just go ahead and just want to beat their wife, there's a demon involved there. Can he be cast from it? Yes, but she don't need to stay in that environment. And she can move on because the reason why is her life is at stake. You know what I'm saying? That's no creditable reason for a woman or a man to stay with their partner. A man, that's considered a coward move anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, a lot of us, us men probably done that. And once you come into the truth, you get those demons and spirits off you. You get those demons and spirits off you. You understand? You're supposed to, a man will put their head. That's not even considered. You're not even considered a man anyway. You're considered a coward when you do certain things like that. Of course, women can be yapping at your ears and they can irritate you or whatever. Walk off, move, get somewhere, go somewhere and just let time heal that particular issue. Don't say nothing. Just let certain things happen because, women get in their emotions and things like that. Let time pass and let things heal. That's how it's supposed to go. So, of course, there's spirits involved. The man can be dealing with a spirit or whatever. And I understand why people say, well, I love this person, but he beat me and all this. No, there's not. You're infatuated by that person. There's certain things that you may like about that person, maybe on a sexual level or something, or maybe you're in their house and you feel that, man, I got to beat this person because what I'm going to do, I don't have anything. Well, that could be your sign to get the hell out of there and do your own thing according to faith through the Most High. The Most High will put you in a situation. He will allow situations to, what you would say, bring out his powers through you. Certain people you'll be around, and they not, doesn't have their best interest at heart for you. So Just gotta be careful, man. Like, I understand, again, I'm saying certain things over and over because I understand certain people may probably thumbs down this video and say, yeah, no, you need to stay with him. Now, if a man is beating a woman, he's not the most high one, and he's not in the truth. Being in the truth and knowing of the truth is different. That's why I wanted to read the scripture. Thou believest that there is one God. So even the demons believe that there's one God. Thou do well, so you do well. The devils also believe and tremble. The devils also believe and tremble. Cain knew that there was a God. You understand? The Pharisees and the scribes knew there was a God, but there's a separation. Now, of course, if you and your wife, or the husband and the wife, have an issue and certain things happen where you feel that you need to separate, then fine, there's nothing wrong with that. You're supposed to, and you don't just supposed to separate because, you know, you feel like you want to separate. There got to be a big issue, and you can have a time of separation as long as it takes, but you can't deal with another person. But if it's somebody beating you up, they was never, see, the thing about what people need to understand is, and I'm saying this over like this, there's no gray areas in scripture. There's no in between. You're either hot or cold. There's no lukewarm. What I mean is, see, this day and time, people believe that they can be in between. When you make a covenant with a woman, or a woman, basically a woman, when a man make a covenant with a woman, there's no way that that man could put his hands on that woman. There's no way. Unless, if he did do it, if he's putting his hands on that woman, there is no covenant. That's what I'm trying to get people to understand. I'll show you. Let's go to Amos 3:3. Amos 3, verse 3. Can two walk together except they be agreed? I showed this example. All right. I'm just gonna go it's just gonna be real easy to understand. Very remedial. Hold on. All right. This is a speaker, one of those nice little Wi-Fi type Bluetooth speakers, right? You have a harness here. This right here is considered the female harness. This is the male, because you got male and female even in electronics, and I like to show this. So this goes here in this slot. This penetrates this and goes in to produce sound. Then, of course, you got the other sides. You got the females and the male. Those go. It's all, even in regular nature, it shows that they have to be in an agreement for it to be a true power source. The reason why I'm saying that is, if this piece here did not be the opposite in direction of this, it won't fit. So opposites attract. You understand that? There's something in the man or the woman, if they want to beat their another woman, then their wife, or the wife want to beat their husband, there's something there that's demonic. You understand that? What I'm saying is, and I know I may get some pushback on this, all of us deal with certain spirits. Okay? You deal with certain spirits. But there's a line that you have to draw. Okay? There's a line that no one will just go ahead and just marry a demon or marry someone that's possessed by a spirit. You don't do that. That, when you come into an agreement, when you deal with it, you're supposed to get yourself right. Okay? You have to, there's a cleansing period when it comes down to relationships. People don't understand, I guess don't understand how pure a relationship's supposed to be. There's a cleansing process that's supposed to happen. You're supposed to get yourself together for a relationship. People say, well, this person's trying to change me. Well, you're supposed to change yourself to be able to fit inside of a relationship, to, to be able to come one. You can't be yourself and think everything's supposed to go your way in a relationship. It's not gonna work. So yeah, there's a cleansing process for anything, even when it comes down to the truth. There's a cleansing process. But if you don't go through that cleansing process for a relationship, you're gonna have all types of demons and spirits on you. So then the whole thing was not even credible as marriage or nothing. It's not real. It's not a real marriage. There's not nothing of holiness. Because if people say, well, okay, it's like a marriage, then Christ married Jacob. But I guarantee you, those that's not of the Most High, they are not of the Most High. They're going to fall. That's why it's going to only be a remnant of Jacob and remnant of the other nations. That's why it's a narrow path. Just because you are Hebrew don't mean that you got entrance in the kingdom. The Most High did not marry his people as a metaphorical understanding in Scripture. Those of us that are evil. It's not going to work. If it was going to work, you're supposed to work it out and do this. It ain't going to work. People try to use that scripture with Jacob, the Most High married Jacob. So if the Most High married Jacob, I guess the evil parts of Jacob is going to make it too. No. That's why it's going to be a thin line. So when you make that decision and go into a relationship, you better make sure you cleanse. Because now you're in that, what you would call kingdom within that relationship. So you get in and then you start beating someone half to death. You're a demon. That person don't need to stay with you. Okay? You get the demons off you and try again. That's what you do. You done broke that person's heart. They're not going to totally accept you really anyway after that. Let's just be real, okay? Let's just put down aside all our emotions. We know for a fact that person always going to have in the back of their head that you may do this again. All right? So a person's heart is like glass. Once it shatters, it breaks, it's done. You get another. That's just how it goes. This is just the way it is. You're making mistakes too many over and over and over. All right. Boom, you break that. Boom, don't even try to deal with it no more. Go on. Ask the Most High to forgive you for what you did, and then go on and get yourself together personally. Okay. It's just, again, like I said, it's just the same way you deal with the Spirit of the Most High. When you're coming into the agreement of being into the gospel, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, you get baptized. There's certain stages that you have to take, to understand this, to be married into the kingdom of the Most High. You don't just come into the Most High, you evil as hell. You're not going to be accepted. Even if the person carnally lets you in, they don't know what they're doing. Did you do this? Did you get these spirits off you first? If not, then what we're doing is not even going to work. So it's not even real holiness, and not even a real marriage. I don't care if you got a marriage life. I don't care if you got 100 marriage lives, and all the judges sign in blood. It still don't matter. It's between you and that person how you all are connected in spirit and in truth. That's the way it works. So I guess, like I said, people take marriage lightly, believe that it's okay. That's why you don't read anything in the scripture that I've seen that a man and a woman beating the hell out of each other. No, they're not married. They just like to have sex, and after that, that's it. That's not a marriage at all. You don't beat how many people beat their own arm off unless they got a demon inside them, right? You see what I'm saying? So eventually you're going to cut your own life. If you constantly got a spirit in you cutting your arm and all that, you're going to die. That relationship is not going to work. And then you're not going to make it into the kingdom. So get yourself together first before you even go into trying to be into a relationship. Get yourself together first personally. You don't have to have all the money in the world or all the finances. You may have certain things, problems and things of nature in this world when it comes down to paperwork and all that. I'm talking about a personal issue. What can I do to cleanse this? Ask the Most High to cleanse this from me. Ask the Most High to cleanse that from me. Then get into the relationship. You understand? That's the way it works. But if you don't do that and ask for repentance for all this and you all over the place, you get married in this world, You're not married in the world of the Most High. That's why a lot of people beat down their wives, a lot of wives killing their husbands and all that, because they're not even married anyway. It's not marriage. I don't know what Babylon has done to some of our people, saturated their brain, their thinking, and IQ, but no, you're not married. You are allowed out of that hellhole. Okay, women, get out of that. This is gonna kill you. I'm just being real. If a man beat down, I can make this video, I can say it over and over. I guarantee you somebody would say, well, yeah, you're supposed to stay with him. Well, you stay with him, and then I'll look at you on CNN somewhere. Okay? That's what's going to happen. Get away from that person. Don't even deal with them no more. You're supposed to deal with a person that's beating the hell out of you. That's not even common sense. There's no scripture to back that up. All right? So there you have it. I'm out. I just want to put that out there. I'm pretty busy. I got to, of course, go to work in a few more hours, in an hour or two. As a matter of fact, an hour from now. And I just wanted to make that out real quick, and put that out real quick. And please show me a scripture on something. I haven't seen it nowhere. Maybe I'm missing something. I've been out the game for a minute, but there's no scripture that can back up staying with someone that's going to beat you down, because you're not together from the beginning. You're not together. That's what I want people to understand. You never was together if a person is going to do that to you. You have to be very, very, I'm saying, of course, if a man loses temper and things of that nature and he beats you up, that is going to be your discretion. If you get angry, if you got an anger issue, that'll be the woman's discretion. But she still don't have to stay with that person for him to allow demons to get on him like that. That's a weak vessel right there. It's a weak vessel. You need to get spiritual intervention. You need to go in, get him cleansed himself. So that's all I wanted to say. All right, I'm out of here. This is my life, and I'll be doing this for the rest of it. Chill.